can start us off with questions, then we'll open it up to the room.
So, Journey, this your third match back, and it seemed like you were a little more into things. Like, do you feel like you're working back into it and you're a little more on top of your game?
I would say, yes, I would say that. My first two matches, I was still getting back to the swing of things because last week when we went to Washington, that was also the first week I started back practicing in general. So I think just reflecting on those past two matches and bringing it to this match is to be more confident and understand like everything that I know and just getting back into the swing of things. And I honestly couldn't be thankful enough for all my teammates that welcomed me back with open arms and were with me through every step of the way. So I think that definitely helped for sure.
And Haven, I mean, it's kind of rough. It's a third straight loss, and then you guys have to go on the road and face Nebraska. So, as an upperclassman, as a senior, how do you kind of help everyone stay together?
I think it's definitely a grind, and I think that a lot of us older girls have kind of made that clear, and we help out as much as we can so far. I think the team has been doing great, head down and getting to work. So it's easy with this group of girls. I think we're excited for some more matches. Clearly, this isn't the outcome that we wanted, but we're just extremely excited for the opportunity, especially Nebraska. Showcase a lot of things that we can do and show that we can compete at a really high level because I know that we can.
And so, what do you think the team can do better next time?
I think that we are really this is a good opportunity that we have exposed some of our weaknesses. So I think that this next following week, I think we're going to really work on figuring out how to stay together, how to not let up, those runs after 3-4 points, how to get a side out. That'll probably be a big focus at practice, and everything individually that you all need to work on, or that we all need to work on. I think that we're ready and we're excited for the upcoming games.
And about those ups and downs in this match, I mean, for both of you, what do you think went into that? That you fell behind in that first match, then it was close in the second, and in the third it was back falling behind. So what do you think went into those swings in this particular match?
Like Haven said, we kind of have a bad habit of early into the game, we make continuous mistakes and we kind of dig ourselves into a hole. And I think that for the first, the third, and the fourth, we kind of just started the same basically and just dug ourselves into a hole and tried to crawl back out of it. But at the end of the day, we can't get ourselves into those holes and have to try and dig ourselves out of it, because by the time that happens, we're already 5-6 points behind. I think second set, we got it together. We definitely came together more and worked on those mistakes, and I think we sided out a lot more. So I think that was another issue for the first, third, and fourth set, is that we had a hard time siding out on that first ball. And after that first ball, the mistake, we kept making continuous mistakes. So just falling into not being able to side out, I think that was our biggest issue.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is us working on consistent confidence too. I think that a lot of the times we'll get kind of passive because we're not trying to make too many mistakes. So that's really what we're going to be focusing on this week, is staying aggressive through everything.
And then
so you guys made adjustments to obviously what adjustments did you guys make, and also do you feel like those adjustments continue to work even though you didn't come victorious in the third and fourth set?
One of the adjustments was me and Brenda switching. We've been battling for the last 2 years, which is awesome. Love her. So we were definitely struggling with the passing, and she is very strong in her serve receive. So that flip helped a lot, and I think that kind of gave the hitters more confidence too. So that helped the momentum in the second set. They've been switching the middles in and out, so you can talk about that more.
I think middle wise, it's really just depending on what kind of balls we can swing. Me specifically, I'm more in front, especially coming off of an ankle injury. But then we have players like Sydney and Adriana who run a really good behind the ball swing, and if we need to side out, we can always rely on them. So I think that's from a middle perspective, I would say.
What do you guys think you need to work on in practice in order to come back in Saturday's match?
I think everyone has their own individual aspects that they're definitely going to focus on this week. I think as a team, we're probably going to put a lot of emphasis on staying aggressive after every single point. No matter how many back-to-back mistakes or errors people will make, we don't want to stop swinging. We still want to put our foot on the pedal. So I think that that's going to be primarily our focus this week.
How do you feel about performing back in front of the home crowd after being away for a tough weekend?
Oh, we missed it.
It's always fun, I think, especially from last year, how much we've grown, even from then. I mean, this is my third year, and seeing the jump of fans from freshman year to last year to this year, I think it makes it a better environment for us. The crowd is loud, and we have a lot of fans that know us personally. So I think it's just really fun to come out to McHale and play in front of that big of a crowd, especially in the midday, having that many people out there to support you. I think it really helps us with our confidence in comparison to on the road. I think that's something that we talk about a lot, especially on the road, is we got to build our own energy and our own confidence, because we don't have, our fan base here. We don't have the energy that McHale brings for us, so we have to bring it when we're traveling.
Yeah, we love McHale.
So, what is for both of you? What is one positive you can take away from this game?
I think that I am happy we got to see some big hitters, some hard swings. I think we're going to be facing a lot of that this weekend. So it was nice to see that and, give myself an opportunity to go back and watch and, study what I can do better. So this was a good day to kind of expose some holes.
I agree. I think especially with this weekend and upcoming next weekend when we go into conference play and we play teams like Kansas and Kansas State, I think going up against UTEP and how they have big hitters definitely gave us the idea of what we need to work on blocking wise and behind the block. So I think it's definitely important that we had this game and important that we went up against hitters like UTEP so we can understand what we need to work on, but at the same time what we did good on. I think we did a pretty good job with setting the block when it was inside. I think our only issue was being too high, because even though they do have some big hitters, their pin hitters are kind of undersized, so they're going to use the block every time. So we just have to know who's hitting the ball and how they use the block to get their points.
Is the mindset going into a game against a team like Nebraska any different than going into a game against, say, UTEP or San Diego?
I want to say no. I think that everyone will probably be a little excited considering the arena and the crowd. It definitely changes some things, but it doesn't change the way that we prepare for that team during the week. It doesn't change anything about our pregame routine. Everything kind of stays the same. I think we get excited to play any of the teams and when we face, but Nebraska is going to be one that's going to be fun, so it's exciting. But yeah, we stay pretty consistent across the board with that.
What were y'all's expectations heading into this match tonight, and how did those expectations compare with tonight's reality?
I think our expectation coming off of our weekend in Washington was to be more together and have more confidence out on the court. I think in Washington, we kind of lost sight of that and kind of played individual when we were talking to each other as a team, no coaches or anything. That was the mindset that we wanted to bring into this game tonight, is to play for one another, play as a team, not individually, And I think that there were times that we did play as a team, but there were times that our coach mentioned that we played individually. So I think it can't be on and off. It has to be every set, every point, we have to play with each other consecutively, not individually.
Anything else for Haven or Jordan? Okay. All right, I'll bring the coach steps in a minute.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Thank you.